Hi, welcome to another episode of This Is Anything Goes. Today we are still going to be working on the Myvi, and what we'll be doing is we'll be flushing the radiator. We'll be replacing the coolant if there was any coolant left. So over the time it has sort of just weirdly dried off. Definitely dried off. Alright, and you can see that there's leaking over here as well, so we'll be replacing the radiator hose, this one, as well as this one over here. Alright, and we'll be replacing this T-joint here as well, and we'll be seeing if the thermostat needs to be replaced, because if you look from here, there's a lot of rust. So there is a high possibility that we need to replace the thermostat as well, and probably use some chemicals to do a radiator flush. Alright, so let's get to it. Okay, so first off, I will be flushing the radiator. So there's a stop cock at the bottom here, this white one. So you just need a plier to twist it and open it, and I'll put water through here so that it goes down. Okay, then after that I'll be removing this pipe over here, and I'll be flushing it from here. Alright, so to remove these pipes is actually pretty simple. Just use a plier, press it and move it in. Alright. Alright, you can see all the rust start coming out from the radiator itself. So I'll let this run for a while, probably a couple minutes. Okay, so now that the radiator has been flushed, alright, so this is mainly on rust. There isn't any coolant in the car as well. Probably the previous mechanic that did this, as I mentioned before in the video before this was borrowed to my sister-in-law, and she brought it to a mechanic, and I believe the mechanic did not put any coolant in. So this is what we have. Right, so off camera I'll be taking all the hoses out, and like I mentioned earlier, all you need to do is just wedge a plier here at the clips here, and just pull it out. Or not really pull it out, but like this, right? Just to loosen it, and then you move it out of the way. Okay, so we have managed to get this one out. Alright, it sits in like this. So 1, 2, 3, and it's out. Okay, what I'll do is I'll put the water pipe over here, and I'll disconnect this one as well. Alright, I'll just pull this out. Okay, so what will happen is the water will go in and come out from here and at the back here, alright? So you might want to disconnect the battery now. Okay, next up I'm going to take out the thermostat, which uses two size 10mm, one bolt and one nut. Alright, and it's just right here, this item here. So you have one bolt here and one nut at the back there. Alright, okay, from here we can see that the thermostat is busted. Alright, we have broken rubber here, and this thing is rusty. Alright, you can see the difference here. Alright, Alright, so I'll get this washed up and let's see how it goes. Okay, so I've flushed the engine block, I've flushed the radiator. Now let's have a look at the pipes and why I want to replace them. Alright, initially I didn't want to replace them because it looks okay from the outside except for this portion here. However, let's see if you can hear it. Alright, you have crunchy bits inside here. Alright, so if it's crunchy, chances are you have a lot of rust build up in it and you need to replace it. This doesn't look too bad, this doesn't look too bad, but this is bad. Okay, so this shall be replaced with this. This and this too. Alright, looks like I have to deburr it a bit. Seems to be a bit cheaply made. Okay. Okay, so it will be here, 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 and here. Alright, so that will replace this. I will have to clean this up. It's bad. And I will have to replace this as well. Okay, and yeah, the main pipe has to be replaced. I have not taken it out yet, but yeah. Okay, so I will have to put a pause to this because I need to go and buy it. I wasn't expecting that to be that bad. Alright, be right back. Okay, so after a short break, and I have the new thermostat here. Alright, so the rubber is actually new and it's a genuine part. Yep. Looks identical, so time to install it back. So before installing, just to show you what I have done so far, so I've already replaced all the hoses. Only thing is where is it? Oh, here it is. Alright, so this is clean, sort of. Alright, there's some stains that cannot be removed, but well, as much as I can clean, it's clean. Alright, so the thermostat goes inside here like this. Alright, it will sit snugly inside here and we'll just put it back and then we'll bolt it in. Okay. Okay, make sure it's seated snugly. Okay, then when you bolt it, make sure you bolt it tight enough so that it doesn't leak. Okay. Okay, so done. So the thermostat is in the housing here and is bolted, and this goes down and is clamped. This goes here and it goes here and here and here and here, and to the back everything's clamped. So I'll be filling this up and then I will be pouring a bottle of quick flush. Alright, and we'll see if it breaks out any more rust from the car. Okay, as you know, just now I've already done the flush. Let's see if this makes any difference. Alright. Okay, so I've put in the radiator flush, I've put in water, so I'll run this to operating temperature, then I will leave it running for an hour, for 10 minutes. Then I will let it cool down and I will flush the system again. Alright. Alright, that's the end of this video, and that's how I actually flush the radiator of this Perodua Myvi. And a couple of things to note. Alright, so I had to change the rubber hoses. I wasn't planning on doing that. However, I had to change the rubber hoses because it was already crunchy on the inside. As you saw in the video, it was like the moment you press on it, it's crunchy, meaning that either the rubber is degraded or the rust buildup inside is actually a lot. So it's better to replace it. Okay, so I've replaced the hose. I've used water, just water, to flush it. Alright, and as you can see, after that I do another round of flushing with the radiator flush. Nothing came out, it's just water. Alright, I follow the instruction, pour the thing in, fill up with water, and then run the engine to operating temperature, then let it run for another 10 minutes. Actually, I let it run for about 20 minutes. Then nothing came out. Nothing came out. So is the radiator flush thingy really needed? At this moment, I'm gonna say no. Alright, I'm gonna say no, because it doesn't seem to actually justify the price of it. It was about RM 20 ringgit, so that's about $5 US, and it did not do anything. Okay, so I don't think it's worth it. Maybe I'm wrong. Alright, maybe I'm wrong. I'm no expert in this, but this is the first time I'm using a radiator flush. Okay, and as you can see, the radiator seems to be flowing very well. All I need to do is just plug the pipe in, put it on full blast. It's not flowing back upwards. Instead, it was going all the way down and out the outlets. Even the small outlets was actually able to accommodate the pressure. Okay, so from there I can tell the radiator is not in any way stuck. Because if it's stuck, the water will be spilling out from the top part where the water was going in, because it's not able to push the water down. Alright, so that's a good thing, but there is a problem. The radiator case is actually leaking, the top case. Alright, there's a crack over there, and I'm thinking of whether should I replace the top case or should I replace the entire radiator. Alright, so once I've decided, you'll probably see a new video on that. Yeah. Okay, that's that. Okay, so let's talk a bit about the costing so far. So in terms of the hoses, I've changed to the blue color one, which is the Samco Sport radiator hose. So some people might say that silicone radiator hose no good, rubber hose best, original best. But if you guys have followed my channel, you guys would probably see the same blue Samco hose from my Inspira as well, and that has been there for a couple of years, maybe 6, 7 or 8 years. Alright, it outlasted the original one. The original one only lasted me about 3 to 4 years. Alright, then the rest of the time the car has been with me, has been using the blue color one, and it's working perfectly fine. So I have confidence with that. That's why I'm changing it to the Samco silicone radiator hoses. And in terms of the thermostat costs about 50 ringgit. It's a bit expensive. I believe I would have been able to get it cheaper online, but heck, I was desperate and I went to a spare part shop and I was paying a little bit more premium for that, for the same thing. So right, and probably I use, I don't know, 20-30 cents worth of water. Yeah, pretty simple, right? Yeah, and as you can see, the temperature is perfect, which is good because the temperature should be somewhere slightly below the middle mark. Alright, and how long this DIY took me? One day. One day, because I had to wait for the water to cool down before I actually flush the radiator flush out. But I sort of forgot and not really forgot. I got busy. I went out of the house and I only came back very late at night, and it being dark, I won't be able to do any recording. So that's it. Okay, that's the end of this video. And if you like it, you know what to do. If you don't, you also know what to do. But leave us a comment on how to improve further. All right, and yeah, if you have not done so, hit the subscribe, hit the bell button, because I really appreciate that. All right, till next time, see ya.